If you want to become a millionaire in 2023, stop buying all of these coins that don't have demand right now. And start focusing on where the world is heading. AI technology. That's why billion-dollar companies like Microsoft wants to build open AI technology into all of their products. So if you want to know what are some of the AI tokens that could possibly 100x this year, make sure you hit like and follow to find out.
If I was brand new to cryptocurrency, this is what I would do to learn as fast as possible. First off, I would jump over to coinmarketcap.com and I would access the top 100 coins by market cap. I would literally start at number 1, Bitcoin, and learn everything that I possibly could about how Bitcoin works and why it's so valuable. Then I would move my way down the list to Ethereum, then USDT, and start diving into these other layer 1 technologies like Solana, Cardano, Avalanche. Just understanding the top 10 to 15 coins will give you such a strong foundation to make better investment decisions.
Bitcoin has just tested $27,000, but could be about to crash 30%. Here's why. Price versus while money flow is high and moving up. Trend exhaustion is just about at the very top of its red section here. When we get those signals, especially at structure resistance, especially with a strong sell signal, this is a strong sign of bearish movement. Now, there are a few structure supports that we do need to be paying attention to here. However, we are currently in a broadening triangle pattern, and this means it's very possible as volatility continues to increase that we could drop all the way to this bottom structure support, with a horizontal structure support sitting at $18,424. From the current price, this could account for an over 30% crash in the market. Follow for more crypto content, education, and analysis.
I have been dancing around this a while because it's a lot to unpack, but on the surface, it's going to allow instant transfers between bank institutions and accounts so that you don't have to worry several days for this American clearinghouse BS that we've dealt with, and it would be closer to the European SEPA systems that allow instant transfers between people. They have no need for apps like Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo because of this. However, it's also because they want more insight into all of the transactions. If you recall, the IRS is basically now got access to our bank accounts and all the transactions there as of recent regulations that were passed, because now the IRS requires disclosure of $600 or more transactions. There's a lot of theories around why they're doing this now. Some are for the benign ones that I've mentioned before, some are for more malicious reasons, such as basically allowing us to package more of Americans as debt to the, investors of the world that hold our debts. Some people see it as the federal government being threatened and making moves against cryptocurrency. And I'm inclined to definitely believe the latter, because a lot of what cryptocurrency aims to do is fix a lot of the financial woes we have in the US system that I mentioned earlier that should have been fixed decades ago like they did in Europe. Let's think about this critically and take off the American, the dollar has always existed blinders. We're talking about a currency that is increasing in inflation, is depreciating in terms of buying power, and is getting less respect on the world stage, and takes multiple days to clear transactions, compared to cryptocurrency, which is growing in respect, the value is growing in terms of buying power, and transactions, you can complain Bitcoin takes a while, but 20 minutes versus 2 to 3 days is a radically big difference. Now, thinking critically, comparing cryptocurrency and the dollar in their current positions right now, doesn't cryptocurrency seem like in the long term a better prospect unless the dollar makes a reverse? Now, some people are pointing to things like BRICS and saying, like, along with this Fed now, it's an indicator that a dollar crash is coming. I don't think the dollar's going to go out with a bang. It's going to be more of a whimper. It's just going to happen over longer periods of time unless the United States government gets their act together. And I think part of that is we're going to have to move away from the fiat style that we've been running back into something that's asset-backed. That's just the reality, I think, for money systems again. I don't think modern monetary theory is going to last that much longer.
Chinese cryptos have been exploding after the Chinese government injected $95 billion worth of liquidity into its economy. And also, we had Hong Kong officially announce the legalization of crypto. These are 3 cryptos that I'm watching in the Chinese narrative. 1, CFX. CFX is a layer 1 network and is the only state-endorsed public blockchain operating in China. Number 2, ACH. Alchemy Pay is a real-world crypto payment solution, enabling Binance Shopify payments as well as offering a Binance Visa bridge. It's soon getting a license to operate in Hong Kong. Number 3, MDT. Measurable Data Token is a decentralized crypto data exchange. It also uses AI technology, which is another extremely hot narrative right now. So if the crypto market continues to rally, I expect Chinese altcoins to lead the way. But tomorrow, I'm revealing 2 more Chinese altcoins that I'm eyeing. So make sure you click the follow button so you don't miss it.
I am from future and I know when Bitcoin will reach 100,000. The 19th of May 2024.
How much have you lost in one day?
I think I lost around most in a single trade, probably around $60,000.
Can you give me an idea of how much money did you make on crypto overall?
I don't want to give, can I skip this? Because I don't want to give an exact figure.
You say that it's like over $1 million at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think losing was probably one of the best things. Losing trades, I think, are a gift in disguise because it gives you more awareness of what you have to do and what to solve your mistakes, and also gives you the right mentality, because most of these people who've never lost cryptocurrency or lost trades before and they're getting to cryptocurrency new, when they see their coins have dipped 20%, they're panicking. However, people who are already experienced with this, they know it's nothing new, because at the same time it is quick dopamine. That's the reason why people get into cryptocurrency, is for financial incentive, yes, but at the same time the feeling you get once you make those gains is not comparable to anything else.
I need Dogecoin. $800K.
$2.7 million Dogecoin.
These were the top 5 cryptocurrencies 10 years ago. At number 5 was Novacoin. Now this used a hybrid of proof of work and proof of stake, and it generated blocks more frequently than Bitcoin, but with lower block rewards. At number 4 was Peercoin. Now this was also intended as an improvement on Bitcoin and was among the first cryptos to use the proof of stake consensus mechanism. At number 3 was Namecoin. Now this was designed as a decentralized domain name service where you could register your website under the domain .bit. Unfortunately, not many people did. The second biggest crypto of them all back in 2013 was one we've all heard of, and that is Litecoin, which was designed by its creator to be the silver to Bitcoin's gold. It's easier to mine, has a faster block time, and is still going strong today. A lot has changed in 10 years, but one thing has remained the same, and that is the big daddy crypto of them all.
We're talking about making $1 million in crypto. We're talking about life-changing money or wife-changing money, whichever you prefer. Okay, here we go. Top 3 AI coins that I am looking at right now that I think can run even during the bull run. First one coming in at number 3, Asto. All right, altered state machine. Now, this is sitting at a $27 million market cap. For that to 10x, you only need it to run to $270 million. And it did just get onto an exchange, Max C Global. So Asto is one that it's up 14% today. This is one that I'm very interested in here. Now, coming in at number 2 is artificial liquid intelligence, all right? This is another AI coin. We're only talking about AI coins in this video, sitting at $125 million market cap. So yes, it does have a bigger market cap here, but it shows that it can sustain that bigger market cap, and I could see this running to a $3 billion market cap during the actual bull run. Now, the next coin we're going to talk about is not on exchanges. You can only get it on Uniswap, and it's extremely hard to buy, but that makes it that much better, and that makes you that much earlier. That is DEG AI, okay? Now, I've been talking about this on my channel for almost a week now because they just launched a week ago. Their product is launching tomorrow, sitting at a juicy $1.3 million market cap. Still looking for another 25x plus on this one here. Like I said, you can only buy it on Uniswap. It'll get on exchanges one day, but these are the top 3 AI coins that I'm looking at right now.
You are about to miss the biggest opportunity of your life in the next 12 months. In case you've been living under a rock for the past 2.5 years, it shouldn't be that hard to understand that we are living in extremely uncertain times. From this, to this, and now this, banks around the world are literally on the verge of collapse, yet nobody's talking about this. Also, the fact that the United States dollar, also known as the global reserve currency of the world, has lost its power. Meaning that countries like China, Russia, Brazil, and other nations will not be using the US dollar for world trade. This could collapse the dollar, turning it into a hyperinflated country like Venezuela, making the price of foods double or triple. Now you're probably thinking, why did he tell me I've got 12 months from now? The answer is this. The banks are probably going to hate me for telling you this, but they already know a financial collapse is coming. So does the top economists, the wealth managers, and the private bankers. So where does that leave you and me? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to invest in digital assets that will run the new financial system before the old one collapses. All the high-level people know this, okay? And as investors, all we need to do is follow the money. That is where generational wealth is. Now, bear in mind, these opportunities only come once, not even twice in a lifetime, okay? Not even. So if you want to find out what specific digital assets to invest in before the collapse comes, like this video for part 2. If you want to learn how I made $4,300 in my first 2 weeks of affiliate marketing, you can check out the link in my profile to get started right now.
Everyone wants to be like an entrepreneur on a beach in Thailand, you know, living their best digital nomad life. Reality is it's the total fucking opposite. Yeah. You lose friends, certainly in my experience. Your family doesn't understand what you do. And in fact, for the most part, they'll try and talk you out of it until you get to a certain level of what they perceive to be success. And they'll be like, oh, I always knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can never switch off. Like, even when I'm like at home, lying in my bed, and it's like 1 o'clock at night because I've been working up until that point, I'm like, crap, I've got that thing to do. Or like, oh, what about that thing we were talking about with that client today? That's really interesting. And I have to like get up and like jot it down. And it's, you just cannot turn off. I'll be, you know, with my friends and I'll just be talking about all this stuff and they'll just be looking at me like,
creep on in, on in, on in.
This is the youngest crypto billionaire I've ever met in my life. Do you see that? Do you see that? So today we have a very exciting day. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of things to show you. Let's get straight into today's video.
Well, actually, 3.5 years ago, I was still working in a grocery store in Sweden, and then I changed my mindset. I used the law of attraction, so I was kind of, using energy and the universe to visualize my dream life. 3 years later, I bought my Bugatti after I quit my grocery store job. I also invested in 400 crypto startups.
Wow.
Which makes me, I think, the biggest angel investor in the crypto space.
How much was the Bugatti?
So a $2 million car actually, for me, cost only like 500,000.
Pearl paid $2 million in Ethereum for this Bugatti, but right now the Ethereum is only worth 500,000. You saved 75% on a Bugatti.
Now that's how you buy a Bugatti for cheap.
I'm gonna show you all how to make some money through trading crypto. So go over to your computer and we're gonna type in Binance.com. And this is how you can buy, sell, and trade all different types of cryptocurrencies. From there, go over to TradingView.com. Go to Bitcoin and click on See Advanced Chart. And once you're here, this is what it's gonna look like. So Bitcoin at the moment is finding support on the previous all-time high. This was back in 2018. We're gonna click on the horizontal line tool. And we're going to place that right there to create a key level. So now we've zoomed into the hourly time frame, and you can see that every time it comes down to this zone, it's immediately bought up. Meaning if you had bought at any of those points, you would be in profit right now. For a very basic trade, what I'm going to be doing is placing a buy right there with a stop loss under the previous low. I'm going to take my profit up here, which you can see there's a lot of resistance. That much risk, that much reward. To actually place this trade, I'd go over to Binance, which the link is in my bio, and then I'd press on buy for a limit order. It's not financial advice.
Here are the top 5 cryptos that you need to watch for March of 2023. According to this article, number 1 is going to be Singularity Network. I don't mean anything bad against the project, but guys, if you're falling for any more of these AI hype projects, trend is over. Google's failure of announcement was the peak. Expect these just to follow the rest of the market. GX has already pumped over 1,700%, which means if you didn't get in between November and December, the risk to the downside is a lot higher than any more upside. Number 2, they're gonna have Cardano. Now, this honestly isn't that bad of a pick because the reason why they chose this is for the development on the network, as you can see on GitHub. Now, Cardano, having Charles Hoskinson as their leader and CEO, he comes off as a very Steve Jobs-like figure. I'm honestly very bullish on the longevity of Cardano coming into 2024 and 2025. Is it the best, most scalable, most decentralized, secure network? But it's a great blockchain and they are great at what they do. Number 3, I'm going to want to slap the writer for this one. Optimism. Optimism has been pumping relentlessly for no reason for the last few months. In fact, I have been trading this very, very well. Discord's been shorting and longing this because it's been based off complete speculation and hype. Turns out on February 23rd, Coinbase was launching their own layer 2, which is a competitor to BNB, which ding, ding, ding gave us the answers we were looking for. There was a lot of inside trading going on with that network and speculating based off the hype and the announcement of their launch. So would I watch Optimism for March 2023? My bets would be on all the insiders and early investors from November, December, and January. Meaning I'm expecting to watch this in March go downhill. And again, number 4, I don't agree with whatsoever. Anchor Protocol. This is because they just recently partnered up with Microsoft, but guys, if you're falling for any crypto and FOMOing into a project because of a major announcement, you are exit liquidity. This means it's trading as a story stock. What that means is a crypto, when you're seeing it pump 2, 3, 5x and it just keeps mooning. It's going viral on Twitter, it's going viral on TikTok. If you're not in yet, you're way late to that game. Now, number 5 is going to be Stacks, and I actually absolutely love this project. I've talked about Stacks for over the last 2 years and have multiple videos on my TikToks where I haven't actually invested into this, but I've said you definitely want to watch it for the next bull run as it provides smart contracts to Bitcoin's network. Now, they most recently just went viral out of nowhere because they launched Bitcoin Ordinals. Obviously, generating a ton of hype, Stacks has gone on a parabolic rally. But would I watch it for March? Again, this is another story stock moving based off all of hype. So I would not watch this at all for March. In fact, the only thing anybody should be watching in March is going to be on March 14th, which is the CPI report, and the 3rd week of March where we get the FOMC meeting. I believe investors are overly optimistic right now and are going to be taking a pretty severe reality check. I expect the CPI report on March 14th to come out worse than expected. I expect the FOMC meeting to go very hawkish. And unlike the last event where we saw Jerome Powell laughing about inflation, I expect the Feds to be very serious and very hawkish, looking at a minimum of another 2 to 3 rate hikes as they cannot get a handle on service inflation. Goods have came down, but the rapid decrease in inflation is decreasing. It went from 6.5% to 6.4% in February. That's not good. Don't expect like some 10K Bitcoin, but I do expect to see a pretty decent pullback where Bitcoin comes back down to its major point of control around that 20K zone. Stocks falling back as well. And if that happens, all of these altcoins, which profits are being taken on and just dumped into Bitcoin, are going to see bigger retracements than Bitcoin itself. And that's when I'll start watching these cryptos. Now, if you want to stay up to date, be sure to give me a follow and I'll see you guys in the next video.